Last week at Pocono, Hector Collazo and teammate Bobby Helms delivered a nail-biting photo finish, with sparks flying as they made contact at the line. Meanwhile, championship contender Brock Morris struggled, finishing 10th and leaving Collazo with a commanding 24-point lead heading into the finale. What will happen in the forests of Wisconsin? We'll find out together tonight. We Go Green, live next on ASN. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Road America. Built in 1955 and located in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, it is a celebrated 4-mile road course known for its challenging layout and picturesque setting. The track features 14 corners, including iconic carousel and pedal bottoms, which test drivers' skill and precision. Road America has hosted a wide range of events, including IndyCar, NASCAR, and sports cars, making it a favorite among fans and drivers. With its rich history and demanding course having solidified its reputation as one of North America's premier racing circuits. The format for the TORQ IndyCar Series is as follows. We are currently in solo qualifying 3 laps to determine the grid for our 30-lap feature race. And the inaugural season of the TORQ IndyCar Series concludes tonight live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And Mr. Bryan Sawyer, I had a nice little script tidbit about Hector Collazo only needing 13th or better to clinch the championship, no matter what Brock Morris did. Brock Morris is not here. Hector Collazo is champion by default. So how are you, and what are your thoughts?
Let's do that all one more time, Josh, just for fun.
Yeah,
no,
that was
super
stressful.
I don't know if we're live, don't know if we're not live. Everything freaked out for a hot minute. I think the internet dipped and said we weren't live. And we're here now.
You pressed the go live button, and I started to read my script, which I don't know if it came across. My stuff completely crashed, and we had to do it all over again.
I saw your message. Hey, everything went down as I'm sitting there like, okay, I guess I'm doing this. We'll figure out how to get you in here. But, yeah, super glad to be here. Local track to me. So, super fun to watch races here. Championship locked in. So, it is what it is on that front. But, still, I'm sure we're going to have an exciting race. Collazo can just push as hard as he wants. This is his championship. It's his victory lap. So, we're going to see where the rest of the chips fall tonight. But, congratulations to him. And, let's see what he can pull off.
Let's focus on Will Roberts. I think we are in car number 2. He's the first car in qualifying. So let's take a look at the championship for the rest of the field coming in, the Drivers' Championship. We'll take a look at programming notes as well. We're just going to have to bounce back and forth through this qualifying. So programming notes, Drivers' Championship. We're all frazzled because it's technical difficulties right at the start. So we can see Collazo clinches the championship without Morris not being here. Jacob Quill only raced on the ovals. Hoppy in 4th. No Stoltz. Stephen Ryan's here. No Donahue. Halsey. No Trevino. I don't think. And no Darius Tim. So a couple cars missing in the Drivers' Championship. And in the Teams' Championship, your boys, who are...
Rectum Racing.
They have won the championship as we take a look down the order there. Real quick, we're going to pick up the first set of lap times as they roll in, and then we'll take a look at programming notes. Victor Valley set a lap, 1 minute 44.1. Collazo 43.6. Will Roberts across the line, 44.7. Stephen Ryan 46.5. DJ Weeks in the 97, 47.1. Zach Goddard in the 65 across the line, 1 minute 43.999. 3/10 down on the 6th, the champion-elect. Christian Zarate ends his first lap. It did not count. Peter Hoppy will end his first lap in the 16. Across the line, where will he place? 1 minute 47.422 goes to, that is 7th currently. So, programming notes on the Automotive Sports Network. And this is the last round for the TORQ IndyCar Series. We have the TORQ Sports Car Series This Thursday at Mugello. That is 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You'll have myself, Josh Mertz, and Bryan Sawyer for that one. TORQ Sports Car next week in Suzuka, and I will mention it again, but I am not going to be here. Got a personal commitment. I'm having surgery Monday for some sinus stuff. So that's going to be fun. And I have Justin Robichaux filling in for that, but of course I'll go over that again on Thursday. And then the final race for TORQ Sports Car after the new year at VIR. We've got some stuff on Fridays planned, I think. We've got some stuff on Saturdays planned. Not including the official Rallycross splits that you see there. So we've got some stuff cooking in the TORQ and the NASA off seasons. Keep an eye on asnTVUSA.com. Reminder, if you'd like your content broadcasted, asnTVUSA.com. If you'd like to join the team, also asnTVUSA.com. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Discord. I'm missing something somewhere, but TikTok as well. We've got some great coverage, great plans in 2025. And Hector Collazo says, I clicked my pit speed button on the front straight. So car number 6 is on his second lap right now, but it's definitely a warm-up for the champion-elect. We look at Victor Valley for JC Simsport. Just a shout-out to the Indianapolis native. Designed this new car for the team. Him, Victor, and Zach Goddard are going to be racing this livery for next season, but it's a little preview. Had a conversation with Victor, and I said, why don't you wait? He said, nah, it's a good preview for next season. I said, whatever.
Well,
do what you want. As Peter Hoppy crosses the line.
While you were reading that, besides Peter Hoppy, we had Stephen Ryan, Ethan Halsey, Victor Valley, Zach Goddard all crossed the line for their second lap. Nobody improving their positions. And we got Hector Collazo coming through next.
As he's heading down the back straightaway to Canada Corner.
And what I can see is Nicholas Morelli right behind him on the track. And Nicholas Morelli he has closed a gap. I know you all can't see multiple cars on the track, but on my track map, I can see everybody. And I saw Nicholas Morelli really close the gap to Hector Collazo throughout this lap. So we'll see what his first time is coming through.
As across the line goes Collazo to begin his third lap. And Morelli begins his second lap in the 14.
He must have got an off track too.
Wide in turn 1. He had some grass on the tires on the left side as well. And wide in turn 1, missed the curb. Down to turn 3. Now down the back straightaway. Bryan, I am assuming you have been to Road America at one point in your life. The back straightaway here in the trees, I was here for NASCAR. It is an incredible sound. Victor Valley goes P2, pipping his teammate by 7/100ths of a second.
It's a spooky sound. Like
such a great atmosphere
in the dark.
Is Road America. So many different great places to sit. Such a wonderful venue. I'm a little biased. I wish NASCAR came back to Wisconsin, but hopefully soon. Just taking a look. Christian Zarate across the line to end his second lap. It did not count for the 7. We still focus on Morelli in the 14. Right ahead of him on track is Hector Collazo in car number 6. You remember when the TORQ, the sports car series ran here, when they had the GTPs, the prototypes, this man, untouchable in that GTP that day, just took the pole, pulled away, drove away from everybody else, and won the race. As Zach Goddard crosses the line, does he improve on his lap time? He begins his third lap, so second lap didn't count for the man from West Virginia. Collazo will cross the line in car number 6. Will he improve? He ran a 43.606 last time across the line. He does. Barely. 42.978. Actually, it's no barely. That's 7/10 of a second. I know how to read. It's been a long day.
Well, there's Morelli. He was looking like he was going fast, but he ended up settling for P7 on his second lap. He's got some blinking.
Well, Robert sneaks to second quick on his last lap, Bryan. 1:43.744. And the alarming thing is that is 0.8 of a second off of Collazo's time. Alarming for everybody else.
Yeah, alarming for everybody else. I mean, right behind him, he's got Victor Valley, only a tenth, almost 2/10 off of him. Zach Goddard is nearly identical with Victor Valley. So that's going to be a good night for you guys if it all holds up. And Stephen Ryan, DJ Weeks, and Morelli all running about the same time. Peter Hoppy from Halsey all in there too. So might split out 2 little separate run groups. See what all the groups can do. That group stronger or a larger set of cars might be able to work together to keep up with those front cars. Except Collazo. I think Colazzo's going to walk.
We'll see what happens through qualifying for these last couple laps. Goddard's going to cross the line in the 65, currently sitting 4th. His third lap counts 1 minute 43.770. He's 3/100ths off of Roberts' time. I think it's going to be a good duel, like you said, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Zarate is all really by himself in the 44-second bracket, and then there's a couple cars in the 46s.
We hear him coming.
Foley up the hill and across the line in the 08. One car that did not set a lap time officially, and he sets a 1 minute 48.150. He goes to 10th quick out of 11 cars. Thanks for joining us on the Automotive Sports Network. I'm pretty sure we did apologize like 95 times for the technical difficulties that we had at the beginning of the show, but just want to mention it one more time as it's been an interesting day with
it's
the
fun.
That's
a word for it.
Always the trial by fire. That's how we do things here. Like Bill O'Reilly says, minus the colorful words, we'll do it live. We just figure it out. Want to give a shout out to Ethan Halsey and all of the staff at TORQ. This second series endeavor, something completely different from obviously the GT3, the GT4 that they are familiar with. And Bryan, I've had a lot of fun covering this series. And from the conversations that I've had with Ethan, I think they're bringing it back for a season 2. Of course, I don't want to speak for Ethan, but if I remember correctly, I think we were talking about it. So excited to see what'll happen for season 2.
Yeah, I've had fun with it. I've learned a lot about IndyCar. I usually don't interact with the sport at all, so nice to learn a little bit about it and watch it all happen. Nicholas Morelli, only car on track.
Morelli just utilizing the last couple minutes to get the last bit of practice that he can before the 30-lap race. As he's qualifying on the red sidewall tires, we will have, of course, everyone changing the compounds at least once, so it's going to be interesting to see who will start on what tires. And the weather today, Bryan, I know we were looking at the results, but let's take a look at the weather. Do we have a graphic for that?
I don't have a graphic for that. iRacing has done so much with their weather in the past few patches. They just keep consistently breaking all the weather graphics that I start working on. They did the rain, the dynamic graphics. It's broken it a few times, so it's been on the back burner. It's usually 69 degrees out. Am I right?
A 60. You're close. 67 degrees, partly cloudy. Track is 102. Northeast wind at 17 miles an hour. So if I remember my orientation of the track correctly, I want to say they are going north when they are on the back straightaway. So that wind might push them and have them go a little bit faster as we take a look at our grid for the final round of the TORQ IndyCar Series in Road America. On pole position, Hector Collazo, then it's Christian Zarate. My graphics all messed up. Thank you, iRacing. Collazo, then Will Roberts, then Zach Goddard, Victor Valley, then Christian Zarate in 5th position. Was confused there for a minute. Stephen Ryan, DJ Weeks, Nicholas Morelli, Peter Hoppy, Alex Buffoli, and Ethan Halsey. And Victor Valley, get back in the car. He's listening to my calls. He corrected me. The wind is, or he said I was correct. North up the backstretch, south up the hill on the front straightaway. Victor, get in the car. What are you doing? 11 cars, 30 laps, and it's a battle for P2, unless Collazo drives off the road, I think. And I remember saying those exact words when we ran here when he was in the GTP. Be sure to join TORQ with the QR code on the ticker. Such a great group of guys and girls over at the TORQ series, running the IndyCar, running the GT3. There's so much stuff planned in 2025 for TORQ. They got IndyCar GT3. I think they've got the endurance stuff that's kind of been rumored. think they're doing a GT4. There's a bunch of stuff rumored. And something for everyone on the roadside.
Are we going to do a full
of
lap?
iRacing. Apparently we're doing a full lap. This session,
Yeehaw.
they had a first session that was made by mistake, and I think the settings were correct. And just like NASA, you have a session issue, and we hurry to get a session up. So now we are waiting, and Christian Zarate misses the start.
So
We're gonna have to run this immensely long warm-up lap, so the Josh and Bryan podcast can continue.
Let's see what we got. Let's see their tire strategies. Zarate.
Is the wet tire still the red tire? Your graphics.
Yeah, wet is still the alternate tire. Because we're getting some cool numbers spitting back at us. So it looks like Hoppy and Buffoli the only two on a different strategy. We don't know about Zarate until he gets on the track. Could be switching them out right now for all we know.
Of course, we will see some pit stops with fuel. Interested to see how the fuel numbers will look. Interested to see the tire wear, especially on the reds. Hoppy and Buffoli could push through mid-pack on the blacks. But with Collazo, Roberts, everybody at the sharp end on the reds, there really isn't going to be much for strategy. I'm going to predict, and I could be talking out of where the sun doesn't shine at the moment, but I'm going to say it's probably a 1 or 2 stop race. Again, I'm not sure fuel usage, but you could probably get away with running the blacks in the middle portion of the race when you're running your own race, minding your own business, put the reds on for the closing stages. And Hector Collazo, a little bit of connection issue there, Brian. I'm not sure if that's on my end or yours.
It's on both our ends, so he's blinking for me as well. So this league has set a precedent. If you're in the way and you're blinking and you don't move over, we know what happens. But it's Collazo. He might be blinking on his own.
As Collazo, Roberts, Goddard, Valley, Zarate from the pit lane, so we'll pass over him. Ryan, Weeks, Morelli, Hoppy, Buffoli, and Halsey. 10 cars, 30 laps here in Road America.
I don't know, Josh. What do you think? You got a car. You got a car blinking in a different zip code. Do you care?
I care on the start if he's caught in traffic. But if he pulls away in turn 1, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, the sim will do natural selection with the connection if it chooses to. That's
Jess,
the only
I'll
time
turn
I
that
care.
car around. I'll turn this car around, Jess. I have the buttons.
Listen, I don't know why it's a full pace lap. It's the Josh and Bryan podcast, part of round 6 of the TORQ IndyCar series. I see.
Yeah.
So, welcome to ASN, where we're very casual. We do engage with the chat. We've changed that up recently, so feel free to hang out with us. I'll probably try and pay attention as we get ready for the start here. 10 cars, like I said, 30 laps. 1 car in the pit lane at Zarate. That makes 11. Thanks for joining us for this partial season on the Automotive Sports Network of the TORQ IndyCar series. It's been super fun through Indianapolis, Mid-Ohio, Pocono, and now we conclude at Road America as we get ready to go green in the forests of Wisconsin. Green flag in Road America. Side by side, off the line, Collazo and Roberts. Remember, in Mid-Ohio, Roberts missed turn 1 off the road from the pole. Teammates Goddard look to the inside of Roberts into turn 1, pushed wide. Then it is Weeks, Bryan, Morelli off the road, Halsey in the 61, Hoppy, and Buffoli's around in turn 1 as Zarate has exited the pit lane. Taking a look off monitor, what happened to Buffoli, clipped the left sides onto the grass, and around he went. And Christian Zarate has damage in the 7th from that incident, it looks like, as down the back straightaway, Collazo leads Roberts, Valley, and Goddard into turn 5.
That's got to be very disappointing if you're Zarate. You take the time, you exit from the pits, and then you just get involved in somebody spinning in the way.
He actually, I don't mean to embarrass him, but he on cold tires, it over-rotated on the pit lane exit. He had nothing to do with the incident with Foley. Zarate did it all on his own. And that, one car around in the back. It's Ethan Halsey in the 61 across into Peter Hoppy. We saw this at Mid-Ohio. Cold tires.
He's got the limp cone. He got the worst of that incident.
Victor Valley clipped the dirt into turn 8, exiting Hurry Downs. Followed Will Roberts off the road. They both went off, and Valley lost a couple spots. Goddard battling Will Roberts for second. Down to Canada corner, the 65 on the 2, hugging the inside. And Goddard heads to second. Much better start for the West Virginian compared to 2 weeks ago in Mid-Ohio when he flew over the rear wing of Stephen Ryan.
All right, well, we're going to take a real quick second. We're going to go look at what happened to Buffoli right at the start of this race. I think that's the only restart or the only replay we got for the start of the race.
You'll see Zarate in the back of the shot. There he is. And Buffoli in the foreground. And that's it.
We had Zarate.
Luckily, Buffoli didn't hit anything. Zarate is still trying to get back to the pit lane in the 7. And Buffoli spun it again on then warm tires, and Zarate off the road in the final couple of corners.
Replay of Ethan Halsey and
Hoppy and Halsey in the pit lane at the moment. We take
so
back
hard
a
when
look.
the cars are so fragile.
Roberts to the inside of Goddard. No dice in turn 5. I agree. You look at these cars wrong, and you will have some damage for sure. As Buffoli on push to pass, I do believe, in the 08. The added horsepower boost to help for overtaking. He's not going to be overtaking many people, but he's going to use it to try and catch Morelli in the 14. Roberts and Goddard. Goddard off in turn 8. The other JC Simsport car having issues, but he didn't lock up the rears. He locked up the fronts, and off he went. I want to point out an update that was added recently to iRacing. Yesterday, there's dynamic debris, Brian, so I can attempt to explain this, but I think marbles, if they're on the track, when you go into the sand, they don't go away very quickly.
Yeah, no. If you drive into the sand and you bring some sand back on the track, that sand's going to stay there, and it's going to be a problem for other people. If you bring a lot, there's going to be a slick spot. And as people drive through the slick spots, it will start to dissipate and go away.
We might have, sorry to cut you off, Ryan versus Goddard, part 2. Goddard gaining, looks to the inside on Ryan. They came together in Mid-Ohio, and they almost touch again in turn 1 in Road America. Goddard trying to get back to the podium. Ryan off the road, off on the curbing. And Goddard looks like he will get by. Off the road is Zarate, who's got a fixed car in the 7. He's right ahead of Hector Collazo in the 6. And last time around, Brian, Collazo is 8 tenths up on Will Roberts, just to put that into perspective.
Yeah. But back to the... we got Victor Valley making a pass on Stephen Ryan. He's getting all the way around inside.
And the teammates now sit 3rd and 4th.
But, yeah, getting back to the new dynamic, the track debris or whatever we're calling it. I think the real problem is going to be if somebody has an incident and brings some up on the track. I don't think for the cars taking the normal line it's going to be the issue. I think what's going to be the problem is you're trying to pass on the outside or the inside on that corner where it is, and you're not ready for it. Although this is the first race we're ever going to see with it. So it's going to be a learning experience for everybody.
As we'll see how the teammates are going to fare battling for 3rd now, as Will Roberts has about 2.5 seconds over Zach Goddard, then at 3/4 of a second back to Valley, 1.6 back to Ryan. Collazo resets fastest lap, 1:44.871. Will Roberts across the line, 1:45.9. Goddard 47.0. Valley 46.4. So Collazo again in his own zip code, and the only thing that'll take him out of a race win tonight is him falling out of the server, I think, Brian.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get a good camera view just to demonstrate how far Collazo is ahead of Roberts right now. We're coming down.
Take a look off the rear suspension if you can. The rear.
Well, I just wanted to look like here we got we got Will Roberts just coming into turn 5 here. And Collazo's, he's done. He's going to the next one. He's going to the broad stop here. Or whatever it's called. Johnsonville.
Through turn 7.
Johnsonville.
Down, hurry downs.
Right. Yeah.
Johnsonville is in the carousel.
I don't know.
Turn number 9.
Sausages everywhere.
That's okay. Sausage and cheese. Wisconsin, in a nutshell. I actually drove past that factory. That was pretty interesting to see. As Collazo still leads. You got tortilla chips, cheese, and Johnsonville brat. What else could go wrong? That's a really good time. Back to the action. Aside from the Bryan and Josh podcast this evening, Zach Goddard and Victor Valley. Gentlemen, please don't crash the cars. I appreciate it. They sit 3rd and 4th. Zach Goddard unable to participate last week. Hopefully the little one's feeling better, my friend. I think she is because Zach's on track. And Victor Valley, a good run when he was technically on V2RT, his own team last week. And pit strategy issue in the 83 relegated him down the order. And that's the closest battle we have on track right now, Bryan.
It is. Just looking over some push-to-pass values, seeing who's using it. Steven Ryan's using it the most out of everybody right now. Not too much. He's used about 35 seconds now. He's just burning it right now, but I guess that's what you're going to want to do if you want to get back into the action, catch up to these two.
I just want to give an update. Peter Hoppy spun on his own. He has set himself back to the pit lane. He's actually disconnected to our first retirement of the evening. Peter Hoppy in the 16. The man who won the first round of the championship back in Charlotte, North Carolina, will finish 11th tonight. And impressive that 21 cars was the maximum that we've had this season. That was in Indianapolis. But we've averaged about 14 for the entire season. And like I said, not a bad first season for the TORQ IndyCar Series. And I'll tell you what, the teammates kind of reeling in Will Roberts here, Bryan.
Yeah, well, they've brought the gap down to about 8 seconds. And Will Roberts is running 145.5s his last time through, and they're running 146s. Nope, I'm lying. Yeah, no, that's I'm not lying.
145.5, 146.0, 146.1. Okay.
The numbers are small. They're hard
Morelli
to
on
read.
push to pass in the 14. Off the road goes Goddard. Here comes his teammate, backs out of it in the 83. Will we see a move from Valley on Goddard down to turn number 1, up the hill, down the front straightaway?
I don't know. I mean, when you're following close in these cars, are you getting that fuel economy boost that you are like in the GT3 series when we watch them?
Hit or miss, really.
Hit or miss.
The ovals are where it really affects you. Yeah.
I was gonna say, if they're getting it here, I mean, if I'm Victor, I'm just holding on. Victor did have P1 lap time early in qualifying, so I think he had the fastest lap 1 out of everybody. And then
so I know how the teammates caught Will Roberts. It was up turn 6, the Corvette corner. He ran off the road, slid, lost 2 seconds. Goddard on the rear wing of car number 2 into Corvette corner again. There's a surface change a couple times through that corner. Hard to get it right. Very bumpy. Through 7, down the hill into turn 8, where we've seen Goddard, we've seen Valley, both have issues. Another surface change. And Roberts, the car was not compliant on throttle application, exiting turn 9 through the carousel. Meanwhile, the Hector Collazo show 9 seconds ahead of second place Will Roberts.
And what turn did you say that happened on? Turn 6?
Yes.
So
Turn 6, turn 7.
I wonder if Steven's going to be a little, or Will's going to be a little hesitant coming through that turn in these next few laps, knowing, I almost lost it here, and just taking it a little easier through there and just let Goddard and Valley just eat away the gap.
As Goddard fully committed, leaving rubber marks on the exit of turn 14, and that's possible. Will left a little bit of margin on corner exit there. And luckily, it's kind of a slower corner. It's a 90 left, so you don't really have those kind of issues. Into turn 1, Roberts, Goddard, Valley, second, third, and fourth. Collazo, slipstreaming Zarate. Zarate in ninth. Started from the pit lane, had an issue, crashed into the wall. And he is about to go one lap down. Ethan Halsey still sits in the pit lane, and Peter Hobby out of this race. Here comes Goddard, slipstreaming, looking drivers left, down to turn number 5. Thought he could get it. Roberts faked him on the brakes. We're side by side through turn 5. Roberts slides it out of the corner. Side by side up the hill to Corvette corner, turn number 6. Goddard clears him. Roberts slides again. So does Goddard. And here comes Valley. Through 7. Down, hurry, downs. Will there be a move? To driver's left for Will Roberts. Looking, thinking about it. Thought better of it. Into turn 8, trying to fake out Goddard. Goddard runs wide. We're nearly 3 wide on corner exit now through the carousel. Who can commit the best through this winding right-hand corner? And Goddard touches the rear wing of Roberts. Valley has to back out of it. And now both of the teammates have to climb back up to that second position again.
I just gotta say, that's excellent throttle control by Victor Valley. He realized that Goddard touched and just got right off of it, so he didn't collide into his teammate and just end both of their evenings.
As Roberts now still holds the second spot, it is Valley's turn to sit in the third spot. Goddard, Stephen Ryan fifth, Weeks, Morelli, Buffoli, Zarate off the lead lap. No, he is off the lead lap now. Apologies for that. Everyone else running their own race. Although Weeks and Ryan, 9/10 of a second between them. And if there's one other person that is anxious as I am to watch the team cars battle, it's Jess Rakowski, who's sitting in chat. Team manager for JC Simsport. As Roberts left rear on the dirt. Same thing he did a couple laps ago, but this time it's higher speed. He saved it. Hooked the right rear just a pinch to save it. Valley all over the rear wing. Looking right. He's going to hold this spot. Can he take the spot on the outside? Down the back straightaway. On push to passes. Roberts to defend on the 83. Valley slipstreams. Look drivers left. Committed to drivers right. Backing out. Over under. Roberts holds the spot. So, Roberts' last lap of 48.0. Valley 47.9. Goddard 48.6. Granted, that was with the mistakes that were made. And Valley clips the curve off the road in the 8 and lets his teammate by. It is a relay race for the JC Simsport cars to see who can pass Will Roberts.
Well, Josh,
Roberts back on push to pass.
I want to bring up something that I'm noticing actually happening in the backfield. And we're going to stay on this battle here, but I'm looking at the cars up front. Ignore Hector Collazo's time. But everybody else running in the 148s, 147s, except for the cars on the hard tire. They're running just a little bit faster. Not this last lap, but the last couple, they were just running a little bit faster. So I'm wondering if we're going to start to see some of the alternate tire degrade.
Pitting. Collazo, Roberts, Goddard, and Valley all on the same lap.
Did I call something, Josh? Did I call something?
You probably did. I was going to say that, so that's an interesting correlation, because in my infinite wisdom, going into turn 1, I forgot that Zarate and Buffoli were on the blacks when they made their spin. Harder tires, cold, not a good combination. So, who stays out of the pit lane? Everybody pits on lap number 8 into lap 9.
What's going on? I'm Zarate. I'm not pitting. I'm going.
Goddard exits the pit lane. Goddard pips Roberts for second. Valley pips Roberts for third. JC Simsport second and third. As Roberts not sure what happened. He is in the pit lane. Does he have a penalty? Does it tell you if he got a penalty?
I don't see if he's got a penalty. I'm just watching his pit time climb.
Oh, he did. Pit lane speed is 45. He was 72 at the pit lane speed limiter.
And that explains it. Yeah, he was slammed on those brakes when he entered.
And Victor Valley has crashed on pit exit in the 83.
DJ Weeks
and his
with him too.
teammates slid on cold tires as well.
Oh, guys, you just came out of the pits. You should know. Well, we missed that, so we're going to take a look back at that. Sorry, Victor.
Both on the blacks. Goddard slid. Victor slid. wide, no grip. That was the correct one. Here you go. I'm just going to be quiet because it'll make me cry.
Oh, yeah, he just pushed too hard. Hit the wall. Ugh. Lost the tire. That is not fun.
You know what the funny thing is, though? Is with this issue, Victor can go back to running the reds. Because you only have to run one lap on each tire compound. And
I guess
it might be
true.
in pieces, but it still counts.
I mean, but that's going to make him have another pit stop. He came in at lap 9. I mean, if he goes back to the reds, he's going to come in at 18 and then have to. Oh well, he is I think he's going to have to pull it over here.
Zach Goddard still in the second position, despite the issue with Will Roberts. Will Roberts is just now getting to Victor Valley, so both of them having issues of different versions here. Through the kink, Roberts tries it off the road in the 2. Nearly recreated Joseph Newgarden's crash in that same corner this past year in the IndyCar series.
Oh, what I wanted to look at until Victor drove off the track, I was going to try and look at Stephen Ryan's pit entry.
Taking a look at 36.
Yeah, he came screaming into this pit lane.
Looks like he got it down to the pit lane speed limiter, though.
Didn't he just have a penalty?
That was,
that was Will Roberts. That was Will Roberts.
Will Roberts.
I'm talking about the wrong car. Is it? Yeah, I noticed when all 3 of them came in, I saw some smoke coming off some tires.
Pushing, trying every last bit, but he locked up those front tires.
He saw those cones and was like, uh-oh.
So now, Victor Valley to the pit lane in the 83. He will cross into his pit box and see what will happen. He gets the faster pair, but he is way out of it now in the 83. Going a lap down to add insult to injury for the man from Indianapolis as he exits the pit lane right behind Hector Collazo, where he was a lap ago, as Zarate exits the pit lane as well. Closest battle we have right now is DJ Weeks, Stephen Ryan, and Nicholas Morelli. And now what this does is this changes the battle for third on the podium, because Will Roberts out of the picture, Victor Valley out of the picture. You've got 3 guys that have not had the greatest of seasons battling for the last spot on the rostrum. Morelli looks inside on Ryan. Morelli, huge run as he's on push to pass down the front straightaway. Can he get 2 for 1? He's going to try it. Sends it up the inside on DJ Weeks and takes both spots. Now Weeks gets passed by Stephen Ryan in the 36, and Weeks goes from 3rd to 5th in the matter of 1 corner. We might have a little race on our hands, Brian.
I know. And I was going to say, that's interesting, because Ryan is on the harder tires. Morelli and Weeks are back there on the reds. So they, in theory, should be running quicker, but if Ryan can hold them on the hards, that's great. I mean, I'm going to guess with as hot as this track is, the reds are only lasting about 9 laps. Collazo, he pit. Did he pit? Yeah, he pit. Yep, everybody pit. Everybody pit except Zarate. So he stayed
Zarate just exited the pit lane.
Okay.
I'm not sure if your graphic was just late to update. Off the road is Ryan from the 4th spot in the 36, and he's got a rear wing piece, or front wing, sorry, piece missing on that car. So now the battle for third will go down to Morelli and Weeks.
Who's he got behind him here?
That is Alex Buffoli in the 08. Huge run through the carousel, full front wing versus half a front wing, and Buffoli takes the spot. Ryan, no downforce into the kink and has to let up.
Yeah.
So, we're about halfway through Road America. I think we're going to take one last break for the IndyCar Series season, but you won't miss a thing as we go ASN nonstop from Wisconsin.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two in the terminal. This is going to get spicy.
Turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clog at the inside line. McLaughlin contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside. Magnus gives him a nudge. Grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Wetz will hold this one. We welcome you back to round 6 of the first season of the TORQ IndyCar series from Elkhart Lake Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. with Bryan Sawyer in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Network. You did not miss a thing as we were in ASN nonstop. Hector Collazo continues to lead, 23 seconds ahead of Zachary Goddard, and a further 18 ahead of Nicholas Morelli. As just a reminder, cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCam. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And if you like what you see and hear tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. And ring the bell to be notified of our live streams. Currently, Tuesdays until 10 minutes from now, but Thursdays, and I think Friday, Saturday. Among other short-form video content, courtesy of Jess Rakowski. And Bryan Sawyer, you are interrupting me from my ad read. What have you witnessed?
Something happened. If I can find a camera. Oh, it said Buffoli and Ryan crashed. I don't know where it is. Okay, I see Buffoli going. Buffoli? Where's Ryan?
And Ryan spun on his own.
Oh, they both. I thought they popped at the same exact time, so I thought they hit each other. You can go back to reading now, Josh.
That is okay. Just a couple programming notes on the Automotive Sports Network. Like we say, Tuesdays, this is our last stream for TORQ IndyCar until Season 2, I think in February, March-ish. But TORQ Sports Car will be at Mugello in Italy. That will be Thursday the 12th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Bryan Sawyer, myself, Josh Mertz for that. Then after that, there's going to be two more rounds for TORQ. We'll go over those, of course. But we do have the Rallycross officials, I think, on Saturday. As you can see, some details are still yet to be refined. We've got some other series that aren't NASA and TORQ, I think, in the pipeline, according to Mr. Bryan Sawyer. And we've got TORQ's Endurance Series, if it gets off the ground. I think that's going to be Saturday night. Just a reminder, if you'd like to race in TORQ, the QR code is on the ticker, which once it pops back up, you can scan that and join the boys and girls at TORQ, a wonderful community that we've partnered with at the Automotive Sports Network, and selfless NASA plug, NASASimRacing.com as well. So great things planned for everything. NASA, TORQ, ASN, whatever it may be in 2025, Ryan.
It's going to be busy. But it's going to be good. It's going to be busy, but it's going to be good.
If you'd like to join our team or have your content broadcast at asnTVUSA.com. Collazo, 24.8 seconds now ahead of Zach Goddard. We just crossed halfway, and he's got plenty of time as he goes to pit again. Down to 45, perfect pit lane entry, no issue like Will Roberts did. Will we see as Valley passes him? Will Goddard respond in second?
I'm wondering when he's going to go back to. If he's going to stay on the hards, or is he going to go back to the softs? Is he...
Goddard will pit as well. We will see if Collazo changes compound, or will he stay on the black tires, the harder compound. As Goddard, no issue on pit lane in the 65. He was able to get down to pit lane speed as well. And it looks like Collazo is going to go to the red tires. And remember, cold on pit exit. No issue for the 6. Morelli pits from 3rd. DJ Weeks will pit from 4th. So no real overlap in strategy. You're really just racing the track here this evening, Bryan.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, we're pretty spread out. We got everybody coming in. So we'll see if anybody makes some mistakes on pit road and causes some shakeups. But right now, yeah, it's just tire management and track management.
As the jacks go up for Morelli in the 14.
Getting some nice looks at everybody's paints here.
As Morelli leaves, Weeks goes up on the jacks. Halsey has been in the pit lane since lap number 2, so at least he made one lap. Will Roberts in the pit lane as well. Alex Buffoli in the pit lane. Stephen Ryan in the 36 stays out. Valley, will he pit? Valley is close to catching Stephen Ryan for 7th. And Will Roberts in the pit lane after the speeding penalty. I just want to make sure, did he have another issue this time in car number 2? I think he learned his lesson. He did not speed on the pit lane. Buffoli and Roberts. This is for position. Buffoli and Ryan, apologies there. This is for position. As Valley, 8.5 seconds back from them. This is a battle for 5th. And one thing we haven't done yet, Brian, is take a lap here in Road America. So Hector Collazo, our race winner, is crossing the start-finish line now to begin lap 18. Let's ride on board, car number 6.
You want this wing?
Whatever you want.
Let's do the wing.
I don't want to cut this short. You picked up right what I was thinking about. Roberts and Valley down the front straightaway. This is take number 2 with this battle that they had, but unfortunately it is now for 7th position. As Roberts got it on the pit stop rotation, holding off Valley in the 83. Stephen Ryan in the 36 is 1.4 seconds behind Alex Pafoli in the battle for 5th. This is down the back straightaway. Between the trees, under the Sargento Bridge, and down to turn number 5. Probably the best overtaking opportunity, best viewing point, in my opinion, here at this circuit. Sat up at the top of that hill in the trees in 2022. Story time with Josh when we were waiting for the NASCAR race to start at 8 a.m. and Joe Guan Yu flipped in the Sauber at the British Grand Prix. I yelled a bunch of naughty words with my headphones in, forgot my headphones were in, and according to my wife, everyone looked at me like I was crazy. Because they had no idea what I was watching. Only I knew.
So, when he hit the wall?
When he hit from George Russell and flipped,
yeah.
Yes. I said some naughty words at the top of my lungs. And my wife said, What are you doing? Why are you yelling? I said, did you just see that? Of course she didn't. She wasn't watching it. But I digress. What's happening to Valley?
Valley's just losing time.
He is off the throttle in the 83. Did he get a slowdown? Let me try and take a look. Not really sure what's going on in the cockpit of the 83. He's out of fuel.
No.
He's out of fuel.
He pushed it for that extra lap. Oh, that's disheartening. Well, at least
he tried to do the Rossi
back.
2016, and it didn't
work.
work.
At least he's making it all the way back and not getting stranded on the backstretch.
Down the pit lane. Stephen Ryan on push to pass, trying to make up 3.3 seconds to Alex Pafoli. Hector Collazo ends lap number 19, going to lap number 20. For car number 6. And since the Josh and Bryan podcast is in full swing with everyone running their own race, Brian, I have to ask, where have you sat when you come here road?
Fuck, where was it?
Naughty word. Oh, no.
I'm pulling the Josh Star now. We're going PG. That's our one. We got to let the interviewers know.
But yes, where have you sat? Without the naughty word again. Because otherwise we'll get whatever they call it. Demonetized, delisted.
I think it was on the back area. It was my first time ever here. Went with a bunch of family members to a NASCAR race, and a lot of alcohol, Josh.
Yes. You talk to Cody Erdman, the only thing that you can do in Wisconsin is drink beer or eat cheese. You should know we went to the cheese factory together in Kenosha.
We did
There's not much to do. Hitting a Stephen Ryan from the third.
Cheese and hamburgers.
36. That burger, that whatever I had, I think it was a burger. It was delicious. I can't remember. I just remember the cheese head is sitting on my wall. Steven Ryan pits from the 6th spot. He loses that spot to Will Roberts. So honestly, back to the race here for a minute, I promise. While everyone's kind of running their own race, the strategies are a little bit shuffled, so we could still see some movement, really, in the mid-pack here. It's a slow burn for these positions.
Yeah, I'm watching Zarate back here. I mean, it's 4/8, but Victor did run out of fuel. He's only 7 seconds back off of Victor now. 7 or 8, yeah, he's 7, 8 seconds off. That gap can definitely close. We got Victor's only 9 off of Steven Ryan. And then the battle for 4th, I mean, there's only 7 seconds between everybody. That's a few mistakes and a few different strategies.
So, let's go through the field and recap, really, everyone's race. If your name is Hector Collazo, you have led since the green flag. You were dealing with some warping issues, some blinking issues, and you have led since the start. You've ran your own race, mind your own business. Give me the championship. Zach Goddard has had a hell of a battle with his teammate Victor Valley and Will Roberts, and he's the only one of the three that has not had catastrophic issues as Valley crashed into the wall and Roberts sped on pit lane. Nicholas Morelli has also been minding his own business and found himself in the 3rd spot in the 14. DJ Weeks in the 97 had, I think, an issue or two in the middle portion of the race. Buffoli spun off the start. Roberts sped on pit lane. Ryan spun on his own in turn 8. Valley crashed on pit exit in turn 1. Zarate crashed on pit exit on the start. Peter Hoppy did a couple self-spins, and Ethan Halsey spun on the first lap of the race.
Yeah, there was a lot of interesting accidents on the first lap of the race. I mean, we've had a couple this season in this series. First laps, I mean, these cars are a lot different than the GT3s that some of these people are used to driving. And, I mean, their tires, they're a lot more sensitive, it looks like. Like, you definitely have to let these things get up to temperature, or your car's going to say, we're not turning.
So, Goddard in 2nd. Where is Collazo? Collazo
throwing
is
this thing around the track. He's coming
through turn 4. Sargento Bridge. Down to turn 5. And he won here in the prototype a couple seasons ago for that series. And the high downforce is carrying over here in the IndyCar. 1 minute 45.654. That was a 10th off of his fastest lap of the race. Or sorry, a 2nd and a 10th. I promise I know how to read. Words are hard, numbers are hard. He's a 2nd off on the best lap. Looking at it, though, the only 2 cars in the 1 minute 44 bracket, Collazo and Goddard, ran a 1:44.9. $30 seconds to Goddard, a further 30 back to Morelli. What are you oh-wowing about?
How far off track Will Roberts just went. I'm actually going to roll that back. I think I can. He's just mowing the lawn.
Listen,
We'll see him come around here.
The groundskeepers need help.
Yeah,
there's a lot of grass here.
He's just...
He did that
Not
same
there.
exact thing.
Where was it?
I think it was the penultimate corner. You might be a bit
Yeah,
too
he's
far
just-
early, but
He's just going. He
Fully
went
on
off
push
there,
pass
mowing
in
some
the
lawn.
0.8.
Mowing some lawn there. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it. I think I went way too far.
I think we did, but that's okay. We can roll it back or roll it forward or whatever you want to do.
I'll hit the button.
Thanks to the 8 of you that are hanging out with us for the round 6 of the TORQ IndyCar series, also the Josh and Bryan podcast. Certainly been a fun show so far. Just hanging out, having a good time. And Alex Buffoli in a top 5 spot after spinning on the first lap.
Do you want to know something funny about Buffoli's car?
What?
When he was going in the pits, I had a thought. I go, that's the wrong logo. I saw NASA on the back of the car, and I'm like, oh, wait a second. No, that's the real NASA.
Yep, not us, unfortunately.
I was like, he's got the wrong logo. And when did he race with us? And then I remembered. Yeah, there's a space. There's some space stuff that happens.
Nah. NASA Sim Racing's the OG NASA. As Hector Collazo is about to lap Will Roberts, his competition from the last couple weeks.
Josh, you're old, but you're not that old. NASA hasn't been around that long.
Listen, the words I want to say to you, I cannot say right now. So.
Oh, Victor Valley.
Tell you what, Victor Valley and Stephen Ryan. We got a battle on our hands for the 7th spot.
Well, I
Valley
said
passes
7
drivers
seconds.
left.
He made it. He caught up. I don't know how, but yeah, Stephen Ryan was 2 seconds off of Valley last lap. 145.5 to 147.2.
Valley's got 37 seconds to make up on Will Roberts. Remember the extra pit stop for Valley when he ran out of fuel? And we still have eight laps. Well, Valley has 8 laps. I know how to do math. 5 laps for Collazo. We might see another pit stop. Maybe.
Yeah, let's look here. Valley hit 4 laps ago. Robert 6. I mean, they all came in around lap 9 the first time. So, and I don't know. I don't know if that was coming in early or if they were actually out of fuel at 9 laps. But if they just came in, if they need I don't know what I'm trying to say. But Robert's got 2 more laps. Roberts and Buffoli have 2 more laps. Valley might be able to pull something off here if he doesn't have to pit, and they do. Actually, the next 4 have 4 more laps or 2 more laps than Valley.
Are we thinking about 1,000 IQ play from one of these guys off the lead lap right now?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, he might. Yeah, he's a lap down. Throw that out. Never mind. There's not 1,000 IQ play here. He might pass him, but he's not getting his lap back.
Stephen Ryan gaining on Valley. This was the track in 2012 where Muscle Milk Picket Racing came back from 4 laps down against the Dyson Racing Mazda, the only 2 cars in the prototype class at American Le Mans. It was a photo finish at the line. And that's when I said, you only got to have 2 cars to have a great race. So we will just have to wait and see as Collazo is pitted.
What I am noticing, Josh, with this new update today, I'm noticing a lot more debris flying up off when they get closer to the edges. There we go. Stephen Ryan pits.
Stephen Ryan pits.
And he got it down to speed.
As Collazo did get to the pit lane limiter correctly, I do believe. Let me take a look. He should not have an issue in the 6. Zach Goddard pits in the 65. We'll see no strategy. But Nicholas Morelli and DJ Weeks, a second and a half between them for the last spot on the rostrum. Collazo, no tires, only took fuel from what I saw in the 6. Morelli on push to pass. As DJ Weeks lost some time from Morelli. As Goddard stationary in the pit lane, the gap is going to increase. Morelli pit, DJ Weeks pit, so no difference between those two. And they both got down to pit lane speed okay, so no issues between those 2 guys.
Where's our boy Victor?
3 cars on the pit lane.
He's
got Victor Valley in the 83.
So he's coming back around. I don't think he's getting a lap back, though. Nope, he's back on the lead lap because Collazo pit. They're all still.
Collazo's a straightaway ahead of him, so Valley's going to have to pit this time. Unless he tries to stretch it, but there's really no point. We'll just see.
I mean, everybody else is just coming out of pits now, and he's entering the front stretch. I mean, they're gonna have cold tires. I don't think he might be able to pull something off here, but I don't know. He's not pitting. He's going.
Morelli has gapped Weeks by a further 0.7 of a second as Roberts exits the pit lane.
Valley's only 3 seconds behind Roberts now. Roberts has cold tires. Valley's are nice and warm.
One thing I know about Victor Valley, when something goes wrong, this sounds like it's derogatory, it's not, but when the plan goes wrong, goes south, and something doesn't work, He just throws anything at the wall and sees if it sticks. So he's just going to figure out the strategy that he wants to attempt to gain some spots. It's going to be interesting. He's got 3 seconds to catch Will Roberts, who has 1.8 to catch Buffoli, 2.5 seconds from Morelli to Weeks in the battle for third. Just an update at the front of the field as we take 6 laps to go in the season. Collazo leads Goddard by 34.5 seconds. Roberts 1.3 seconds behind Alex Buffoli. If he catches Buffoli, we might have a battle for 5th that could catch Valley in this.
I'm looking at some of
Goddard
these.
is... Go ahead, Brian.
I'm looking at some of these push-to-pass numbers. Collazo hasn't touched it. Valley hasn't touched it. I don't know if he doesn't have something bound or if he's just saving it all for a strategy play if he can get a little closer. So we got Morelli. He's almost out. Buffoli's almost out. Ryan's almost out. So is Zarate. Halsey's out in the race. He hasn't touched it. But yeah, we got some of these people with less than a minute left of push to pass. And the gaps aren't that big. Will Roberts is closing in on Buffoli here. And Buffoli is just running out of push to pass. I think Roberts will get it eventually.
Half a second from Buffoli to Roberts in the 0.8 to the 2. Will Roberts sat on pole position a couple weeks ago at Mid-Ohio in Lexington. Cold tires bit him there as well. Ran off the road in turn 1. There's no tire warmers in the IndyCar in the real world or in iRacing. Down to turn 5. So much more commitment on the brakes as Will Roberts. And you can tell he was expecting the 0.8. Take his line like he wasn't there. He had to correct it really late on the brakes there. Through 7. Down, hurry downs. Turn 8.
Oh.
Foley, oversteer mid-corner, loses the spot. Zach Goddard, fastest lap at a 1:44.2 for the West Virginian.
Well, if he keeps doing that, he'll catch up in those 34 seconds in about 80 laps. So
I don't want to do 80 laps here at Road America. 4 miles, such a long circuit here in Wisconsin. A beautiful track. I believe it's been the same layout since its inception in the 1950s.
It's got to be. There's no other roads, and there's so many trees that are so big and so old that there was never anything else there. Oh, there it is. Buffoli around in the back into the wall. Caught it at the back of the screen. But Victor Valley gets his place. That's
dropped the left rear again onto the dirt, did Buffoli, but he wasn't as lucky
Victor
as he
Valley
was on the first lap.
Entering the pit
and
lane.
Valley crashes in the pit lane.
Oh, he didn't crash. He saved it. He saved it.
He did a late commitment to the pit lane. I think he checked. So, fourth wall break. He probably checked his fuel, realized he wasn't going to make it again, and did a late check. He came across Chet, no full course yellow. He was not happy without a full course yellow for that incident. Here's Buffoli again.
Who was upset about that?
Victor, he said no full course yellow for the Buffoli incident. Because Buffoli crashed and came out onto the racing surface, and there was no caution thrown.
Well, I mean, iRacing doesn't typically throw full course cautions. I mean, that's for live stewarding, and I don't think we have live stewarding going on right now.
And to be honest, if there was a full course yellow, the race would end because there's not enough laps. We are on 3 laps to go here in Road America. Zach Goddard ran a 44.8. He's matching Collazo's times, but it's not helping in the 65. As Will Roberts still on push to pass, 5.1 seconds behind DJ Weeks. DJ Weeks is 2.8, call it 2.9 behind Morelli. Morelli holding third very well in the 14. Victor actually looked at the incident again off monitor, says, okay, he wasn't as far out as I thought. So I think Victor thought that...
He was in the middle of the track, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, when you come up over that, when you're coming up over that hill, though, you see anything just sticking out over the track like that.
And we saw from the crashes at Pocono, we saw from the crashes in Indianapolis, you hit these cars wrong and it's an airplane crash. We talk about it all the time. So justified to think that we would need a caution. But Hector Collazo takes 2 laps to go, as he was champion-elect when Brock Morris didn't take the green flag, didn't qualify, didn't do anything. He is not here. Collazo, unofficially the champion, but he's got to wait about a lap and a quarter to be crowned officially. We've lost Victor Valley from the session. He will be credited with the 9th position once Foley passes him.
What I'm curious to see, Josh, is DJ Weeks about 3-4 seconds behind Nicholas Morelli. Nicholas Morelli essentially out of push to pass. Weeks has about a minute, so I'm wondering if he just holds it down pretty much through these last 2 laps and see what he can do. Yeah, Morelli's down to 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds of push to pass left. 4, 3, 2. Morelli is out of push to pass. DJ Weeks has about a minute left. Same with Will Roberts. He's got about 90 seconds. They're going to be holding it the rest of the race. Zach Goddard's out, but they're too far away to matter for him. We're going to see how effective it is. If I'm Weeks, I'm pushing his button now and not, yep, there he is. Not letting off until he has to.
As Hector Collazo will come around to take the white flag here in Road America. And the question is, who's going to take the fight to him next season? We come up the hill, we take the white flag for car number 6. He finished 8th in Charlotte. He won at Laguna Seca. Finished 4th in Indianapolis after that brawl at the famous Speedway. Won at Mid-Ohio. Won in Pocono in a photo finish against his teammate. And he's led from the drop of the green flag in car number 6. An impressive first season.
We're looking at the final turn for Stephen Ryan and Christian Zarate. They're a lap down, so they will be ending their race right here.
I think they're going to get the last... They're going to get one more lap.
Are they?
I think. What we'll see... Yeah, I think they get one more lap.
They get one more? Okay.
Because Collazo just got the white flag.
It started blinking a fun color for me on their timing.
Well, 0.3 of a second between them, and it's a battle for 6th between these two. And Zarate, after crashing on this pit lane exit on the start, 0.3 away from gaining. He is on push to pass. So is Ryan. Down the back straightaway. Gaining. Zarate looks. He's going to send it for 6th. On the brakes. Deep on the brakes. On the curb. Rides the curb. Takes the spot. And Ryan fight back. He cannot. Zarate off the track. Mowing the lawn in the 7. And Ryan takes the spot back. Up front, DJ Weeks has spun. Will Roberts has taken the 4th spot. And let's go to our race leader, Hector Collazo. A couple of bad weeks at the beginning of the season if you call Charlotte and Indianapolis bad. Otherwise, he has been perfect. Laguna Seca, Mid-Ohio, Pocono, and today in Road America. From the pole, led every lap, fastest lap of the championship for Hector Collazo. He wins in Road America, 37.5 seconds away from Zach Goddard. And I misspoke on my little outro there. Zach Goddard's got the fastest lap. Stephen Ryan and Christian Zarate right ahead of second place here. They are still battling for the 6th spot, Bryan. Zarate's got a run. He dives it in on Ryan in the final turn. They touch. He loses the front wing.
Yeah.
Ryan's going to come home 6th. First car off the lead lap. Zarate 7th. What a run for Zach Goddard. After spinning on that first pit road exit, he comes home 2nd. And Nicholas Morelli. Going to be an interesting interview for him when he watches this back, and I just say the question right now of how was your race. We'll be interested to see what he says. As Morelli down the back straightaway through the kink and into Canada corner. Fended off DJ Weeks as DJ Weeks was pushing hard, spun in the final corner on the previous lap. And then the AJ Foyt inspired livery from Morelli is going to round the final corner and finish 3rd. And a podium for the 14. as Will Roberts recovers after that pit road speeding penalty to 4th. A good run for the 2. 5th will be Weeks, the last car on the lead lap and the last car to finish. And now we focus on this man, our race winner, 3 in a row, and our champion of the first season. 4 wins out of 6 races for Collazo, 4th in Indianapolis. His worst finish was that first round in Charlotte in 8th place. As Ethan Halsey just informing everyone, the second season of TORQ IndyCar in February at some point. So like I said, be sure to keep an eye on ASN, TVUSA.com for all that information. As Hector Collazo at Champions Burnout at the front straightaway start-finish line for car number 6. Victor Valley just direct messaged me on Discord. He said, and I quote, "That race went a lot like my last relationship. Really well at first, problems in the middle, very ugly at the end." He said, "It was perfectly fine to say that on the air." As the teammates burn it down at the start-finish line, Zarate and Collazo. We take a look at the classification. DJ Weeks got a... Did DJ Weeks get disqualified? I don't think DJ switched tire compounds. So the 97... Let me try and find it. Oh, I don't think... It doesn't tell me. Great journalism. But I'm assuming that he got dropped from the end to the tail end because...
Yeah,
what I see,
that's usually you broke some sort of critical rule to just disqualify you completely. So it's probably one of a rule like that.
DJ's talking about it on the chat. So just taking a look at the classification. Collazo, Goddard, Morelli are podium. Will Roberts, Stephen Ryan in 5th. So according to this, Zarate, Valley, Buffoli, Hoppy, Halsey, Weeks. I'm not sure what had happened there. So, let's see if we've got some interviews. We got Collazo, waiting on Goddard, waiting on Morelli. So, not sure where everybody is. And they're still having that conversation about what happened on the tire compounds. So, DJ's claiming that he started on the blacks and went to the reds on every single pit stop. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure what happened there. He's credited, like I said. Interestingly, according to timing, there's no 7th place. Collazo, Goddard, Morelli, Roberts, Ryan, Zarate. 8th place is Victor Valley, according to the timing internally. Of course, that's a lie. We saw it. Valley, Buffoli, Hoppy, Weeks, Halsey. As I think unofficially, I do have the point standings. We don't have the graphics. Ryan had to step away, so it's the Josh Mertz podcast for a few moments. But unofficially, without just reading the spreadsheet, Hector Collazo 344, Morris 247, Quill 243. This is unorganized as well, so it makes me sound very educated. Peter Hoppy in 2nd with 274, but according to our sheet, he's in 4th.
Josh, I think we're good.
Stephen Ryan 246. Are you back?
I'm back. The audience doesn't need to know what happened, but I am Speed.
We'll save the details. Are you ready to have some chats?
I'm good to go. Who do we got first? Do we have Morelli?
I don't know. Let's have a chat with Zach Goddard instead. All right, Zach. Like I normally say that this is kind of a conflict of interest, but we do it anyways because we do what we want. It's Josh and Bryan. You got us? I'm going to take off the team owner hat for a second. I'm going to put the commentator hat on, and I say, talk me through your race. I mean, you looked really good, and then you drove off the road on the pit exit. Cold tires? I guess the good news is you got the fastest lap from Hector, so it looked like you figured it out. I guess my second and third questions will kind of be mashed together. You've had some good races this season. I know part of the answer is cleaning up the mistakes, but what's the game plan going into season 2 of the IndyCar series here?
Hopefully having more than a max of 10 laps of practice for each round. I hop in 30 minutes at most before the session starts, and that is my practice for the week. It's been hard for me to find time, so hopefully I can iron that out. If I had practice here, I'm pretty confident I could have been up there with Hector, probably even pulling away, because I'm usually really confident and quick in these cars. But you'll have that, I guess.
That's fair. It sounds exactly like me when it comes to rallycross. I sit down and I'm like, why am I a second off the pace? Oh, by the way, because I have 0 laps of practice. All right, my friend. I know these answers, but for everybody else watching, who would you like to thank for the podium this evening?
My wife, as always, for putting up with this. Then the whole JC SimSport team, you for bringing me on and supporting me, Victor for ironing out this paint job for the final round. Who else? The whole TORQ crew for putting this on, and Emma and Debbie over at Crown Creamery.
Alrighty, my friend. Good race, good podium, and we'll see you Thursday at Mugello.
Yes, sir. See ya.
And it's the man of the season with his 4th win in 6 races. Worst finish was 8th, 3 in a row. I told you last week, I said, you're looking real good here, Hector, because you've raced here in the GTP. You looked real good there, and you walked away. So, talk me through your race.
Just very, very comfortable with this track, like you said, from the GTP. Season 1 of sports car. Got really familiar, got into a rhythm early on, and thankfully Will, I don't know what it was, but I think it was on the first lap where they both made a mistake, so I had a little bit of some breathing gap to just, pull away and find my rhythm, and just overall happy with the performance and happy to come away with the championship and a win.
So, my question that I asked Zach, and I'll apply to you as well. What's your game plan? What are your thoughts going into season 2? I talk about in the NASA shows all the time, and I talked about in sports car. That number 1 plate is very heavy, and you're going to have a target on the rear wing, my friend. So, what's the game plan going into season 2?
Do the same thing that we did this season. Try to get better on the oval so we can try to go undefeated. Just perform the same, run my race, and hopefully become a 2-time champ next season.
All right, my friend. Last question for you. Anyone you'd like to thank for, quite frankly, a pretty impressive season in this first season of IndyCar?
I'd like to thank Chase George, my team owner, for giving me the opportunity to run this series and just give me the opportunity to race with some really cool teammates. And that's basically it.
All righty, my friend. Good race tonight. 4 wins out of 6. Good championship. And we'll see you Thursday for sports cars.
Thank you very much.
We got one last one. And it's not planned. In true ASN fashion, we're going to do things off the cuff. Bringing in Ethan Halsey. And my friend, I need you to take the helmet off and put the admin league owner cap on. And this is league owner to league owner. I ask you, what are your thoughts from the first season? Well, tonight, first season of IndyCar, I guess just anything in general. The floor is yours. No pressure.
Well, thanks, Josh. It's great to be up here in ASN. I know it's been a little while. Obviously, I don't usually get on the podiums in races, and even in my broadcasting stint, got sick for a while. So it's great to be back. Absolutely. Very proud of what we've been able to accomplish here in TORQ for IndyCar. This is kind of a very experimental season, trying to to kind of get our bearings straight, kind of take a look at what exactly we need to do to make a smooth IndyCar championship, especially since I don't see too many out there. And I know a lot of people do have a passion for these cars, so kind of wanted to be able to provide that to our drivers. And I would say a resounding success. The racing seemed to be fantastic all season. I had a blast personally. I've kind of stepped aside from sports car to do more of an admin role, so this is kind of my my racing kick that I get for the most part, and I've had a blast racing these cars. But it's been fantastic over here at TORQ. I've been very happy with the direction we're going, and definitely looking forward to the future. Definitely season 2, which should be coming around in February, and hopefully going to have a full 12 race schedule for that too.
Gonna be I got some tracks that I want to recommend to you. That would be a blast in these cars. But I just wanted to give you a moment. I want to, of course, I'll say it at the closing end, but I just want to thank you and your boys for the opportunity that you've given the Automotive Sports Network, myself, Bryan, Justin, the whole crew, Cody, with the TORQ Sports Car Series originally and this IndyCar Series. And super fun to sit back and watch these guys wring the necks of these cars, especially with the photo finishes that we had on those 2 ovals. I guess how probably welcome to the Josh podcast 2.0, Josh and Bryan podcast. I just wanted to ask, did you have a photo finish in Charlotte? We weren't there for that. So did you make it 3 for 3 in photo finishes is my question.
I don't believe we did. I mean, I know we did have a pretty good finish there. I don't believe it was too much of a photo finish. It was still very close though. Late caution gave Peter Hopp the win in that one. But yeah, no, it's the ovals that we've run have been so much fun to drive. Even the road courses, it's amazing to just be able to throw these cars into a corner and just be unbelievably planted, unlike the sports cars where I'm plowing tight essentially everywhere. So yeah, these cars are fun. I think they're definitely going to be a staple of TORQ from here on out. And I'm very excited to see what we could do in the future. I did also, I wanted to thank my whole team over here at TORQ. Without these guys, the things that we do here aren't possible. Chris Wilkie, Stephen Ryan, Dylan Clark, Nick Vincent, all the guys that are on the admin team here at TORQ. They do such a tremendous job getting it put together. I want to, of course, thank you guys at ASN. I know you thanked us as well for giving us the opportunity to kind of, broaden our reach, give ourselves, some credibility with the broadcasting. And it's been a great partnership. Really happy to see a lot of your drivers over on the NASA side of things come over here and race with us. It's been a pleasure meeting all of them too. And definitely looking forward to the future and seeing what we could do. And of course, want to congratulate Hector on his first TORQ championship over here in IndyCar. And let's hope for a great season 2.
Thank you, my friend. That's can't put it any better than that. So congrats on a great season, and we'll see you Thursday.
Absolutely. See you Thursday.
I promise you that Ethan Halsey does not look like an exact replica of Justin Robichaux. Not sure what happened there.
I was just trying to get something on there. I don't have a picture of him. I don't have a picture of him loaded into our system.
I love it. We'll figure it out. Well, let's button this one up. Let's take a look. Want to take a look at results? I think we got points. We'll do the whole shebang before we say goodnight. Ryan, what do we got first? Classification again. DJ Weeks is still 11th, so I think he got DQ'd because of the tire, or maybe he had a penalty. I guess we should have asked Ethan. Hold on. We're going to do this super officially. Hi, Ethan. I forgot one question. If you're still there.
Yeah, I'm here.
What happened to DJ Weeks?
So, actually taking a look into that, it appears iRacing gave him a disqualification for a tire compound infraction. Although, interestingly enough, it does look like he ran both compounds, so I'm not too sure why iRacing gave him a DQ. Maybe a little bug in their system from what it looks like to me. He qualified on the blacks and then ran the reds the rest of the race, so I'm frankly not too sure, but that is what iRacing's telling me. It's a tire compound infraction.
Well, so according to iRacing timing and scoring, DJ Weeks is disqualified, but I'm going to assume that potentially he'll be scored where he was, but don't quote me on that one. So thank you, Ethan, for clearing that one up. So, according to iRacing, like I said, DJ Weeks 11th. This is unofficial. Roberts, Ryan, Zarate, Valley, Buffoli, Hop, Halsey, the remaining running order, Collazo, Goddard, Morelli. The podium, Drivers' Championship, unofficially, exiting Road America. Collazo 344, Morris 293, Hoppy up 1, Ryan up 2, Quill down 2, Morelli up 6 with that third place finish. Then it's Halsey, Roberts, Stoltz, and Donahue, the rest of the top 10.
Can I do it, Josh?
In the team's championship.
Can I do it?
I'm not doing it.
Oh, we got big moves in the team championships. We got a Rectum sandwich now. George Racing Association up 2 places. Takes the lead, 500 points solid. Rectum Racing right behind him, 472. George Quill Racing Association, 455. TSR, 4th. Morelli Motorsports, EH Motorsports, Penguin RC, JC Sim Sports up 2. Shift E Racing, and WBM Racing rounding out that top 10.
As plenty of changes in the team's championship this evening. As let's take a look at some programming notes before we say goodnight on the Automotive Sports Network. The first season of the TORQ IndyCar Series might be in the books, but we still got 3 rounds left of the sports cars. Round 10 coming your way at Mugello in Italy, Thursday the 12th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Bryan Sawyer, myself, Josh Mertz. For that one, you notice the unofficial Rallycross, the unofficial announcement of the Rallycross official splits. They're going to be Saturday nights. We've got some details to iron out. Bryan just mashed his keyboard.
I did. I just mashed my keyboard. It's going to be somewhere it's going to be running mainly in the Eastern Central time zone, since that's what most of our members are in, and that's where a lot of the Rallycross community is. Might go a little later to accommodate some of the Mountain and Pacific time people, but look for announcements on that. They'll be all over NASASimRacing.com. It's not starting till the new year. Maybe a couple weeks in. Not 100% sure. Got to get some graphic packages and everything built for that, and see where all the chips fall.
As we've got some stuff in the pipeline now. TORQ IndyCar back in February. TORQ Sports Car once this season's over back in February. They've got their Endurance in the pipeline. They might have a GT4 in the pipeline. We've got some other non-TORQ and NASA stuff planned. NASA coming back in March-ish. Keep an eye on NASASimRacing.com. But just a reminder, cameras all season for every single series on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. And if you like what you saw and heard tonight, whether it was the IndyCar action or the Josh and Bryan podcast, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Ring the bell to be notified of our live streams, along with our short-form video content courtesy of Jess Rakowski. Bryan Sawyer, give me a final thought on this inaugural IndyCar Series season.
It was a lot of fun. Like I said earlier in the evening, I learned a lot about IndyCar this season. Really exciting races. Kind of cool to watch a car that's so fragile that if you make a mistake, your race is probably over. GT3, Rallycross, you can get some bumps and bruises. That's what I'm used to. And you can keep on going. These, if you lose the wing or a tire, your night's over. So committing to something is it's a little scarier. So that's kind of cool to watch. I'm excited to see the next season happen. A bigger race, more full schedule. See if somebody can bring something for Collazo. But other than that, that's all I got.
I'm excited to see the growth of TORQ IndyCar. We talk about on Thursdays. We talked at one point last race that there was 86 drivers that had started a race. There was 100 cars registered. If I'm looking at the point standings, 32 different drivers ran a race this season in the first season of the TORQ IndyCar Series. And that's incredible. It was 6 weeks. There were some weeks like tonight that only had 10 or 11 cars. We had 21 in Indianapolis. It kind of averaged 13, 14, but that's incredible because if you can continue that momentum like we had talked about into season 2, gain the momentum, gain the snowball, it's going to be super awesome to see. And we've seen some photo finishes and some crazy crashes all throughout only the 4 races that we covered. Don't forget Charlotte and Laguna Seca that we did not cover at the beginning of the season. Speaking of, as the checkered flag has fallen on the first season of TORQ IndyCar. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Victor Valley, Justin Robichaux, Josh Darnell, Ethan Halsey, Cody Erdman, and Bryan Sawyer, my name is Josh Mertz. I hope you enjoyed the inaugural season's coverage of the TORQ IndyCar Series and tonight's coverage from Road America. We congratulate our winner and our champion, Hector Collazo, 4 wins out of 6 races. And be sure to join us Thursday for Sports Cars in Mugello. But until then, so long, everyone.